Have you ever been in a situation or been on a job where you already know that you had screwed something up, but you were trying to cover it up? Karen Bass, Los Angeles County's mayor, was on a vacation or some sort of trip in Uganda when the fires began. She has received a lot of criticism, but she has tried to cover it up. She has now had a meeting, several meetings, recently just had a meeting with our now president, Donald Trump. Also, she had a meeting and she received a lot of criticism from LA's fire chief, Kristin Crowley, came out in a scathing criticism of the mayor, criticizing her on she did not adequately fund the department so that they could be able to have everything they needed to be able to handle not only the fire situation that happened, but other situations. They were not even well funded. How can you be a mayor and you're not even funding your fundamental departments, such as the fire department and potentially even the police department? But she had enough funds to be on a vacation in Uganda while these fires were occurring. And she came back all dumbfounded, like she's just super surprised at these fires, and she seemed super disoriented and totally incompetent. I think she should be fired as the mayor. What do you guys think? Drop down in the comments and give me your opinion. Let's take a look at this video and look at what the fire chief, Kristin Crowley, had to say.
Property to the greatest capacity, but we need to be funded appropriately, and that's where my head is. You asked.
The mayor said it didn't affect your ability to respond. Did it affect LA City Fire's ability to respond, starting with the Palisade fire and then this domino effect of fires, including the Archer fire that we're seeing happen right now in Granada Hills?
Yeah, I think obviously any budget cut is going to impact our ability to provide service. That's at this point, that is a ground truth in regard to.
There you have it. She said it. That is the ground truth.
What does that mean?
A budget cut affects their ability to do the job.
I'm going to focus on getting us what we need.
LA's woke DEI appointed mayor. How many of you are excited that Donald Trump has already issued an executive order to end DEI? Drop down in the comments and tell me. And you would never guess who swore her in when she became mayor of LA in 2022. Let's take a quick look at this video.
I, Karen Ruth Bass,
do
solemnly swear
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of California,
the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Charter of the City of Los Angeles,
and the Charter of the City of Los Angeles,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of mayor according to my
Clearly, she failed at that.
According to
She
my
took
best
the oath well,
Madam Mayor.
but clearly that was a failure.
Today is a monumental moment in my life and in Los Angeles. We're going to make so much history together in a state that has enshrined in our Constitution.
Yes, you hear the heckler in the background. She should have ran up to the front and maybe snatched her off the stage. She made history, but not good history.
I will start my first day as mayor at the city's emergency operations centers, where my first
And
act
now
as
your
mayor
days are
will be
numbered
to declare a state
because
of
you are a
emergency
failure.
on homelessness. A state of emergency on homelessness. My emergency declaration will recognize the severity of our crisis and break new ground to maximize our ability to urgently move people inside.
I do not know what the terms were of your declaration, but clearly they were ineffective.
Our city to not just dream of the LA we want, but to participate in making the dream come true.
Your dream has turned into a nightmare.
So please join me in this effort A city where people are housed and tents are gone.
And now people have to live
A
in
city
tents
where
because
people
all of their
are
homes have
comfortable
burned.
walking and shopping in all
LA Mayor Karen Bass is proving to be one of the worst leaders that America has. The mayor promised voters before being elected that she wouldn't travel overseas. She told the New York Times, not only
Clearly
would I,
she
of
lied.
course, live here, but I also would not travel internationally. The only places I would go would be DC, San Francisco and New York in relation to LA. But where was she when the most devastating fires in LA's history broke out? In Ghana. And what was she doing there?
In Ghana,
she was
when
on
the
a
fires
taxpayer-funded trip to attend
Terrible.
the inauguration of Ghana's incoming president. Because that's really important, and that's what serving the people of LA really looks like. But this isn't the only occasion
And
that
that's
Karen
how she
Bass broke
served
her
the people
promise.
of LA
While
who
mayor,
elected
she took
her.
an overseas trip to Mexico for another inauguration.
I say
she flew
she
to
should be
Paris
impeached.
for the Olympics. And does Karen Bass
Or fired.
regret being in Ghana while LA was on fire, while residents
As
were
Donald
forced to
Trump
flee
would
their
say,
homes while
"You're
they
fired."
burned the
You're fired. Get out of here.
ground?
Looking back, would you have taken that trip overseas?
You know,
You will never guess or imagine who originally endorsed Karen Bass. Guess who? Drop down in the comments if you can guess who it was. Well, I'll tell you who it was. It was Barack Obama. The public and the media used to give Barack so much credit. He was riding on his highest horse, but his record now and his legacy has definitely fallen with his endorsement of failed presidential candidate Kamala Harris. He was also the endorser behind Karen Bass, who is another failure. Again, we see another example of many of these appointees, because of the purpose of woke or DEI agendas, just simply does not work. Really, it does not matter what your race or creed is. What matters is how qualified you are, or how skilled you are, or how experienced you are to do any given job. Let's take a look at this video.
Now, who was it that endorsed Karen Bass? Former President Barack Obama.
You've always been on the right side of the issues that we care so deeply about.
thank you.
And I'm confident you're going to be an outstanding mayor of LA.
Oh,
So-
thank you so much.
There he is again, speaking
You
so
know,
eloquently.
but as you
Wrong.
know, you got to run through the tape.
Exactly.
So we have a little
Eloquently
more work
wrong.
to do.
Exactly.
But I'm really proud of you and grateful for your
How
friendship.
proud of you now
More
of
importantly,
her,
grateful for the
Barack?
service you've rendered all these years and all the stuff you're going to do in the future.
Well, thank you so much. Your support means the world to me. And
She
it
became
means
a
the world of
failure
Los
in her
Angeles.
future.
Thank you so much.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, the people of LA have not had an outstanding mayor. They have been let down beyond belief.
And now look at the results of this. So many people have lost their homes, their memories, pictures, so many sentimental things. Who knows what they may have had in their home? And now those things are gone forever. This is terrible. And all because of the mayor didn't or couldn't properly fund the department. Meanwhile, she has all of the necessary budget of funds to go and be in Uganda. And it just so happened when this fire broke out. But you know what that makes me think of? Karma. I know you might know what that means. Drop in the comments and give me your opinion. This disaster was such a catastrophe, beyond even my wildest imagination. And personally, I feel terrible that it happened. And under these circumstances, some of the people that actually lived there in their loss, let's take a look and listen to one of the homeowners. Look at this video.
So many, in fact, it was hard to tell where her father's home was even supposed to be.
I'm going to send you a photo. I don't know if we have good news for you. So I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, I understand. Any news is something I'm grateful. Thank you so much. I came in I think you're in the right spot.
I'm really sorry. I was hoping this would be a good news story.
Even Kamala Harris' property was threatened.
And now I know. No, but thank you. It's at least now I have a little bit of closure.
While those living in this city under siege want answers for why government authorities weren't better prepared.
Well, I want to know why we didn't have enough water for all the fire hydrants. Oh, of course. Of course. They cut the budget, of course. And like I say, I want to emphasize more than anything how amazing our firefighters are and the first responders. None of this is on them. We are immensely
Shout out to the
grateful
firefighters
for everything they did with
they
the
did
limited
an amazing
resources
job.
they had towards the end. Because
with the limited
they
resources.
have not, they went to every neighborhood that they could. And like I said, just the fact that they had the foresight to throw our flammables into our pool so that our house wouldn't ignite and that they put out the fire on our hedge, they were there at least. Do you know what I mean? They tried to do what they could, and we can never repay them for their heroism or what they've done for us. We just can't. But I think the town, everyone I'm talking to, most of the people in this hotel are evacuees, and they are angry and they want answers.
And answers are still difficult to come
And they
by
deserve
as authorities
answers.
were dealt with another.
One of the reasons why the water was not available, in addition to other problems with the mayor and the budget, was simply because of the protection of some fish that's called a smelt. SMELT. What is a smelt? I grew up fishing with my father as a little boy. I know what a bass is. I know what a striped bass is. I know what catfish is. What is a smelt? Bigger question, was it worth the catastrophe and not having enough water available to be able to put out these fires to protect the people? Drop in the comments and tell me if you guys know what a smelt is. Drop in the comments and tell me your opinion if you think it was worth not having enough water to protect this fish. And now the people of Los Angeles County have suffered drastically from this fire. What is a smelt? As you already know, President Trump hasn't even been in office a full week. He has already signed more executive orders than most of the presidents did in their entire term. He has even taken time to go and travel to not only Los Angeles to see and meet with the officials, including the terrible mayor, but he's also traveled to North Carolina. Stay tuned to a future video where I will cover his trip to North Carolina and what he did and what he's doing for the people there. Follow my channel if you haven't. I hope that you are enjoying the content. Please click the subscribe button right here and put a like if you are enjoying the content. Of course, that helps my channel, and I thank you in advance. Now, President Trump took time to go and visit the officials and the mayor there and had a meeting. And I just want to say that I think he absolutely spanked the mayor in this meeting. Let's take a look at this video. I want you to drop in the comments and tell me your opinions.
First of all, let me just take the opportunity to officially welcome you to Los Angeles. Really appreciate you coming, and especially you come just a few days after your inauguration. So I want you to know that your presence here is very much appreciated. Let me also say that I know you had an opportunity to see the devastation. You've seen the extreme loss, the grief that people are going through here. And we are 100% committed to getting this neighborhood rebuilt again. You mentioned a couple of things in terms of us expediting. So I signed executive directive.
Mayor Bass, I do not think you are 100% committed to anything.
Building as fast as possible, and we're going to continue doing that.
Mayor, the one thing is they are saying they will not be allowed to start for 18 months.
No, That will not be the case.
Okay, I just hope
that
you're
will
right.
not, you can hold me to it.
There's 4 groups said that.
No.
That would be
At this point, I would not hold you to anything.
That will not be the case. You know, first we have to take care to make sure that there's not getting rid of the hazardous waste, cleaning things up so that people can start right away.
Perhaps I will put you in a hole.
Somebody their house was destroyed and they're going to rebuild essentially the same, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit higher. They really shouldn't have to go through much of a process. So I want you to know that we are
rebuild from what? Everything is burned. The people have no insurance. Their coverage was cut.
You will have no permit problem. There will be 0 delay. And as far as I'm concerned, you already have the permits.
And the resources.
I am more worried.
Thankfully, Trump is our president. He'll fix it.
At least 8 groups of homeowners, and I'm much more worried about the fact that they said it's 18 months exactly, and they were devastated.
18 months.
They want to start removing things. They're not allowed to do it now. And you mentioned hazardous waste. Well, the hazardous waste. What's hazardous waste? I mean, you're going to have to define that. We're going to go through a whole...
She probably doesn't know what hazardous waste
is. On determining what's
she just heard it. She's repeating something she heard.
To allow the people to go on their site and start the process tonight.
And we will.
Okay, good.
You can come back and check.
Last night, 18 months. So if that's not the answer, Mayor
She's
Bass,
lying.
what is the answer? Because
that's
what we were all told last night.
Well, and let me just tell you that we are going to do everything we can, slashing regulations, expediting everything so that people can begin the process right away. You know, we have the Disaster Recovery Center on Pico and Westwood. We have building and safety there. People are already contacting the local agencies.
If you were doing everything you could, why were you in Uganda?
So that people don't get caught in the loop of going from one room to the next. We want them all to be in the same room so that you can get busy rebuilding ASAP. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And we will clear
She is
the
not
lots.
trustworthy.
Absolutely. In the city and in the county. We are working together. Both levels of government are working in unity.
That'd be 18 months. Is it not 18 months? Is it like that's the answer that we got, and that's what we're all hanging on.
Yes.
So if you're telling us now faster, is it 6 months? Is it? I mean, all of our lives, rents, all this stuff is weighing on this.
6 months is no good.
And the number one thing that we are going to do immediately.
Tell her again, President Trump, 6 months is no good.
Out the debris. And you know, we're concerned right now over the weekend because of the potential rain, but we are going to move as fast as we can, but we want you to be safe and we want you to be back in your homes immediately.
But the people are willing to clean out their own debris. It doesn't cost a lot.
Yes, and they can.
You should let them do it because by the time you hire contractors, it's going to be 2 years.
If a family...
The people are willing to get...
She has no clue. She is totally clueless.
Clean it out.
And they can.
There's not that much left. It's all incinerated.
That's right.
And, it's just going to take a long time if you do. You can do some of it, but a lot of these people, I know that guy right there that's talking. I know my people. You'll be on that thing tonight, throwing the stuff away, and your site it'll look perfect within 24 hours, and that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wait around for 7 months till the city hires some demolition contract, and that's going to charge him $25,000 to do his lot.
Yeah.
I think you have emergency powers just like I do, and I'm exercising my emergency powers. You have to exercise them also.
I did exercise them.
Because you have a very powerful emergency power, and you can do everything within 24 hours.
She exercised her powers to be on a trip in Uganda.
Property they can.
Karen Bass was being questioned by a journalist, and I do not know if she was delusional, on drugs, incoherent, or what was her problem, but she was totally speechless. She did not even answer any of the journalist's questions. What's wrong with her? Let's watch this video.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can she answer?
Nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
I think I agree with Musk. She's utterly incompetent.
Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster?
She's the mayor. Her duty is to respond to journalists, answer questions,
No apology
take care
for
of the
them?
people. She's not even saying anything.
Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
Karen Bass, you're fired.
Fired.
There we see, as President Trump has just stated, she has emergency power. She is the mayor of the county of Los Angeles. Just as the president also stated, he also has emergency power as well as executive power. In contrast, she has not exerted any of her power. She has not done anything. What is she doing other than taking trips to Uganda, other than defunding or not properly funding the departments, including the fire department, so that they could do their jobs? She is totally terrible. And it is horrifically sad that so much suffering has had to happen. And with better management, starting with the mayor, and not only the mayor, but also the governor. Stay tuned to my channel. I may do another video on this where I will focus more on the governor. As we know, he just met with President Trump. My name is Rod Petway. This is the Rod Petway Show on iVision Media. Stay tuned, future videos. Thank you.